Okay, so today we are inviting Coach Rhesha. I'm so excited to meet Coach Rhesha. She is amazing. She is a woman on a mission. I
Mm.
have her bio right here, and I'm going to read it to you so you know what she's about. Okay, Coach Rhesha, she is an empowering force in the world of juicing wellness. She is the best-selling author of the book Juicing to Heal and the innovative mind behind the Juicing to Heal system. She created a system. She coaches men and women of faith on the health benefits of juicing while showing them how they can publish their own personal health story and obtain the status of becoming a best-selling author. She teaches people battling cancer, anemia, IBS, high blood pressure, and acne how juicing can help remedy and reverse disease while giving them a strategy to share their voice and health story. She also founded the international J2H community, which supports people with how to heal their bodies using food by providing free juicing recipes, nutritional and healing insights. If you want to start juicing, then this is the place to be. And we will provide a link for joining this community at the end of this episode. Wow. Wow. Coach Rhesha, I'm so happy to have you here. And
Caroline, thank you for having me.
I've actually pre-ordered a copy of your book myself.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the initiative. I appreciate it.
And I'm so excited to talk to you, partly because I truly believe that plants and food are medicine.
Yeah.
Plants and food are medicine, and this is something that I started believing and believing in when I was in my early 20s. When
Mhm.
I had some health issues in my early 20s, and juicing and smoothies. I tell you something. Every morning, I make my family a green smoothie.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I love it. I love it. No, like no, it's for me, I think it's so refreshing in the morning. And then you
Mm.
don't realize that you're getting a lot of your nutrients in that one green juice. And so
Yeah.
I'm excited that you're helping your family be healthy and grow. And so I
Yeah.
support that all day, Caroline.
Well, I'm glad you support it because my son, who is 10, he hates it.
Ah, maybe we can figure out some really cool ways to get his juice. Like I've seen some people use juice and make them ice cubes. So
Right.
that way you can put like apple juice in there, but the ice is really the juice, the
Right.
healthy stuff. So I've seen a
Right.
lot of creative ideas, and so in our community, we like to share ideas, and that's one of the ideas that we got from one of our community members.
Yeah. No, that sounds wonderful. That sounds
Mhm.
wonderful. I think I probably need to have some of those tips for him. Okay, so Coach Risha, can you tell us what inspired this wonderful book that is such a helpful resource to so many people?
Yeah. So the inspiration for the book came from my health story. So in 2021, doctors told me that I only had 2 years to live. And when they told me that, they told me to go home, get my affairs in order because, just spend as much time as you possibly can with your family because you're not going to make it past 2023. And so when I left the doctor's office, now, mind you, just so people know, I was battling stage 4 cancer. So in 2016, I recovered from stage 2 cancer, and juicing and taking the naturopathic route was one of the main reasons why I recovered from that. And then it came back again in 2021 at stage 4. And so now I'm again on my juicing journey. And so once they told me that, I just kind of knew, Caroline, that I was going to live. I just knew that this was not my end. I had too much to do. And at that time, I felt so purposed in life, not realizing that I was going to be in a position to motivate and inspire people to juice. My own story, in juicing. So that's really the inspiration behind the book. Just really sharing what I did to reverse this death sentence that I received.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite the story. And you are a walking miracle.
Yeah, my doctors call me a unicorn. And I take it because it befuddles them that I'm not a statistic. It
Mm,
befuddles them that what they thought was going to happen is not happening. And
mm,
so every day I walk in there knowing that I'm different, that I have
mm.
hope, and that I have the opportunity to inspire others on a health journey and give them hope as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I want to go to your book. I want to talk about your book. Can you
Mhm.
tell us, from an author's point of view, what challenges have you faced writing your book?
Gosh. For me, I would say the most challenging thing was how to convey what I went through in words. Like that's what a story is. But
Right.
making sure that when the stories that I tell about my journey are authentic,
Mm,
because authentic, I didn't want to be perfect. I wanted to be authentic for my book.
mm,
And so that was the challenge, was to always make sure that I was authentic in my story, because I do believe that me conveying my authentic self and my story is going to inspire other people. And
right.
that's what I really wanted to do, was make sure I did everything I could to inspire others and remind them that this is not the end just because they have a diagnosis.
Mm.
Yeah.
So how does somebody do that?
I would say, and this is the part I talk about in my book, it's a mindset. It's really and truly a
Mm,
mindset, because when you go into your doctor's office and they're telling you the statistics, they're telling you what they've seen, they're telling you their experience, they're telling you all these things of the reasons why you're going to die. And you have to kind of sit there and think to yourself, what do I want?
yeah,
Not what everybody else is telling me. What do I want? And my mindset was, I want to live.
yeah,
And so I had to get to a place, how we were, meditating before this interview.
yeah.
And I talk about meditation also in my book, where I take something like, I will live and not die. I would take that
Mm,
and I would meditate on it in a way to where I would start to change my mindset. I'm going to live and not die. I would imagine myself living. I would see myself better.
right.
And those types of things are what helped change my mindset. And really and truly, I fired a couple of doctors as well. I had to
Yeah,
let them go, like, hey, you're fired, because I wanted a doctor on my team who had the same mindset,
yeah,
which was, I'm on your team to help you. And I know that you're on a naturopathic journey. And I'm here to make sure that you don't do anything that is unwise.
mm,
And I partner with my oncologist to do that. And so she monitors me. She checks up on me. I have my scans, my CT scans as needed. And she tells me when the cancer is decreasing. And she wants to know about what I've been doing. She says, okay, so what are you doing? You juicing, what else are you doing? So she's asking me questions, really.
yeah,
And that's what I did to kind of create this mindset. I had to get rid of the noise of everybody telling me what they thought was going to happen to me versus what I believe was going to happen to me. I wanted to live.
mm, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is that you really just took charge.
Yeah.
You really just sat there and decided what you wanted, and you went out and you found a team, a supportive team, and got rid of the people that were not supporting your vision for what you wanted in your life. You advocated for yourself,
Mhm.
and you used visualization and affirmation techniques,
Mhm.
and to get to where you are today.
Yeah. That's absolutely what it is. And I think, Caroline, sometimes the mindset issue can be the most challenging for some people.
Right,
And I wanted to convey in the book, as much as I possibly could, give techniques and resources of how to change your mindset.
right.
And I mean, what another one of the things I did, Caroline, and I talk about this in the book, I went and found documentaries.
Mm.
documentaries on people were who were healed from the disease that I had,
Right.
which is cancer. And I
Yeah.
started to put into my mind, my brain, what I've read and what I saw was people who overcame cancer.
Right.
So if you have somebody, who has high blood pressure, diabetes, or any other disease, I went and found people who were overcoming. I
Yeah.
was looking for success stories. I wasn't looking for the stories that says, "Oh, you got." I was
Right.
specifically looking for anything that I could grab a hold to that
Yes.
would confirm that I was going to live, and
Right.
that's what I pushed for. That was another
Yeah.
technique that I used.
That's best case scenario thinking,
Yeah, pretty much,
right?
pretty much, pretty much. Yeah.
And you need to find pieces of information to support that.
I did. I found pieces of information to support it, and also just keeping myself in a place of peace. And that can
Mm,
be challenging too when
yeah.
you have life to live. If you are a
Yeah.
mother, you have families, if you have a business, if you travel a lot for work, that can be a
Mm,
challenge as well for anybody with a health challenge. And
mm,
so what I put in the book is how to overcome those things. Like I
yeah.
have techniques of how to juice while you travel, techniques on what you can do when you're having a bad moment and you're in the middle of fear and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Everybody, I have techniques for that too.
Wow.
And it's just really and truly about people and how I can inspire them to not give up. And I didn't even think, juicing. I mean, it's juicing. I mean, you didn't really think that I was gonna write a book about juicing and but the book is about juicing, but it's also about hope.
Mm,
And I think if you have if there's someone who's dealing with a health challenge, my book
right.
is about hope. So go pre-order it if you have not.
And on that note, it can be found on Amazon.
Yes.
I'll definitely put the link to your book in the description of this video.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Yeah.
can I just clarify, are you completely cancer free now?
So no, I'm waiting on that day. I cannot wait for that day. Right now, the cancer is decreasing,
Yeah.
and it takes time.
Mm,
It takes time for your body to heal, and that's another thing I
mm,
talk about in the book.
yeah.
Giving yourself time, because I think um, right now you can have the mindset of saying, "I want the cancer gone right now."
Mm,
In my mind, I say I'm better every day. And every
mm,
day I go back to my doctor, the cancer is decreasing.
mm.
And
Okay.
it's going to keep decreasing. And I'm going to
Mm,
continue to do what I'm doing.
yeah.
And it's one day I'm going to come back and I'm going to say I'm cancer free again.
Yeah. You're so brave and
Mhm.
courageous. Like this is awesome. Very inspiring. Very
Thank you.
inspiring. Yeah. Is it released yet? Is your book released yet?
No, it's going to be released in April. So
Oh,
I purposely pushed it back because I was like, let me make sure I get everything. Because I like to have that flexibility
yeah.
because when you do pre-orders, that's the date that it has to be released. And so I
Right.
pushed it out.
Yeah.
And so the paperback will also be coming out soon as well, but
Yeah.
it comes out in April
Yeah.
2024.
Okay. Okay. So while you're writing this book, what benefits do you feel, like personal benefits do you feel
Oh,
from writing this book?
I would say two main personal benefits. The first one is that I get to inspire people with
Mm,
my book.
mm,
And that inspiration comes from, and this is for anybody who's um, interested in writing their own story, is that it creates a place for you to be able to have a voice. It creates for you credibility as well.
mm,
And what I mean by that is that sometimes we think of ourselves that my story may not be something worthy of a book, or I may not think um, that my voice matters, but there's people out there who need you. Everybody has a purpose in this life. And everybody has the opportunity to leave legacy by sharing their story because there's a
Mm.
lot of dead authors that we still read.
Yeah.
Okay, Shakespeare is one of them.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of dead presidents too that we still read their stories on, and I think that is one of the things that is a benefit to becoming an author. And the second thing is that credibility piece.
Mm.
When people know that I am a best-selling author on juicing and I share my story on it, they know immediately that this is my real life experience and that I am an expert in overcoming cancer with juicing.
Yeah.
So whatever your
Yeah.
story is, whatever the thing is that you want to share,
Yeah.
you're the expert at it.
And this is also like a direct benefit for your business too, your
Oh,
J2H business.
absolutely. I think you're right, Caroline. I tend to get on the end of serving so much and helping people, inspiring people, that the business side of things naturally just comes along. And what happens is that I have people who are interested in me coaching them on juicing. They just want to know what I did, ask me questions. They
Mm.
want to know what I think about certain things.
Mm.
Because when you tell somebody that you're had a death sentence and you're not dead and you're still overcoming,
Yeah.
that is what people want access to, really and
Yeah.
truly. Number one, as far as the juicing business. And then two, I also help them share their health journey. And what I mean by
Mm.
health journey or their health story is that if you are someone who has done the work and you've overcome and you were able to reverse IBS or anemia or whatever ailment that you have, becoming a best-selling author is the next step for you.
Right.
You have to share that story because there's other people that are going to be inspired by what you did and ask you the same kind of questions.
Yeah.
And so that is good for business as well because I can show that person how to become a best-selling author just from them sharing their health story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 So I'm also curious because your book is up for pre-order,
Yeah.
but you're already a bestseller.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does that work?
Oh gosh. So a lot of like, let me just tell you, you have to have a mindset change for this because essentially I published and got and become a best-selling author off of my story, the
Hmm.
summary of my story, me
Hmm.
out there telling people this is what happened to me, this is how I overcame it, and I want you to read about it.
Yeah.
And I reached out to friends and family. I went live on Facebook, on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I told people my story. And I said,
Yeah.
if you want to know more about what I'm doing, if you want to know more about juicing and
Mhm.
detoxing your body, pre order my book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And based upon that, and the team that I had a team of people who were also working with me, meaning I had a few key people who were also reaching out to their friends and family to pre-order the
Mhm.
book and tell them about the story. And the response was overwhelming.
Mm.
It was literally overnight. It was
Wow.
overnight. I think we stayed up. We didn't sleep for 3 days, really,
Oh my God.
because of the whole campaign. But every single day, it was like we were number 7, we were number 6, and we were like, no, we're number 5. And
Wow.
then we said we're going to number 1. And
Yeah.
so we pushed again, fell asleep, woke up the next day, and I was like, "Are we number 1?" And so I had to check, and I
Yeah.
checked with one of my coaches. I was like, "Wait, is this real?" And so he was like, "Yeah, this is how this works." And a lot
Wow.
of people don't have access to this, and so it also
Mm.
inspired me to Caroline to help other people become a best-selling author. Do you know how many people in this world would love to become a best-selling author without having written a
Mm.
book yet?
This sounds amazing.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And so the book is, it's done. It still has a lot of stuff that I'm working through, but to know that I have credibility already.
Mhm. Mm.
That's
And
the
you have a,
amazing
and
thing.
do you have a program, like a coaching program
Mhm.
to help people become best-selling authors on the pre-order?
Yes, we do. So part of that is it, and I'm deciding whether or not if I'm going to break it up into two pieces or keep it together. But right
Mm,
now, anybody who signs up for the juicing course, that is part of that as well. I help you become a best-selling author as well. Or if
mm,
you are a person that just wants to share your health journey, I
mm.
also can, coach you on that as well. So I
Wow.
have basically two programs that anybody can just reach out to me to do. Like if you were in a car accident and you survived your car accident, that is a bestseller right there because
Yeah.
everybody wants to know how you overcame, how you,
Yeah.
recovered, how did your body recover? Because there's somebody that they know who probably
Yeah.
either has a health condition, been in an accident, who had some level of a health journey that they
Right.
had to overcome. And
Yeah.
that story is really and truly what um, can help you become a bestseller by sharing your health story.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if anybody is listening and you want to become a bestseller and share your health journey, then you can contact Risha.
Yeah. Please do.
You mentioned that you have a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, gosh, okay. So, the best-selling authors team is our team of key people that you know who are willing to support you.
Mm,
I had three people. You can have 3 to 5 people
mm,
if you like. I had 3 key people
mm.
who knew that on this day, between these hours, we were going to text message, email, we were going to use Facebook Messenger, Instagram, we were going to do Facebook Lives and share them out. We were going to just do everything we could in those days to get people to pre order.
Yeah.
And that is the team that I had. I had key people. I had one key person. This is one key person. She went to church and she got everybody in her church to pre-order my book. And
Wow.
and she had this thing. There's a lot of people in my church who need to lose weight and get healthier. So I'm gonna go recommend this book. And sure enough,
Yeah.
they did, and she even got the pastor. I was like, how did you
Wow.
the pastor to sign up? And
Yeah.
so I just I just am thankful too for my team because I could not
Mm,
have done this by myself. So there
wow.
are people who are willing to help you.
Yeah.
I mean, you,
Yeah.
you never know who people know, but reach
Yeah.
out. You never know who's willing to help you.
That's good advice. That's good
Yeah.
advice. I have another question for you.
Shoot, go ahead.
What help would you have appreciated when writing your book?
I would have said an accountability partner. I would
Oh,
appreciate an accountability partner, meaning
mm-hmm.
somebody every week or every month saying, where are you on this chapter?
Mm.
Did you finish your outline on this? Did you
Oh,
get this edited?
yeah.
Somebody just kind of like tick, 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 like tapping me on the shoulder. What are you doing? Are you figuring this out? The deadline's approaching. You
Yeah.
know, I would have said I would have needed that just for me.
Mm.
Accountability, just somebody to just stay on top of me to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would probably be the most. I'm trying to think of anything else, Caroline, that I wished I had. Um, I would recommend using, and I don't know, Fiverr. I don't know if you know what Fiverr is.
Yeah.
Recommend using them to help with things like my book cover. Now,
Mm.
we are in a place now where you can get a book cover anywhere. Like it's not difficult to get a book cover, but using Fiverr for your book cover is another thing I feel like that would be useful
Mm-hmm.
in publishing your book. Yeah, I would say that. That's what
Yeah.
I would want if I had it.
How long has it taken you to write this book?
Oh, gosh. It, it depends. Meaning, like, for instance, I would have these spurts where I would crank
Mm.
out story after story after story and get like 2 chapters.
Yeah.
And then it would be one where it would be more like providing educational information in the book.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of take more time and kind of do references and things like that of where I got the information from, or if it's me in the lab, I call it my lab, where my kitchen, my lab, where I
Yeah.
go and create recipes,
Yeah.
make sure I got the good recipes, in the book. And so I would say,
So research.
yeah, the research part
Yeah.
of it would be the most challenging. Telling the story is great, but providing that information takes a little bit longer.
Yeah. So you were gonna say like how long?
Oh, gosh, maybe 2 months. And
Oh,
that's with me starting and stopping.
yeah.
So I would say 2 months, because once I get that spurt, I'm cranking it out.
Right.
And I would also encourage anybody, it took me 2 months because I wanted to make sure that sharing my story doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
It doesn't have to be
Um,
perfect.
yeah.
And if I wanted it to be perfect, 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 it would have taken a whole lot longer.
Yeah.
But every day I reminded myself, the longer you're taking to share your story, the longer you're preventing somebody from being inspired, from being healed, from
Mm.
sharing their own recovery story.
Right.
So I just kept my reader in mind
Yeah.
that get it out, make it
Yeah.
look nice, edit it,
Yeah.
do make it excellent, but don't don't get caught up in it. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Tell your story, keep it simple, and be authentic.
Okay, so I have one more question for you,
Mhm.
Risha. Do you have any advice for aspiring authors out there?
Yes, I do. And I think I've already said it previously. I would say to you, you are the answer to somebody's problem.
Mm.
Your story is the answer to somebody's problem. Yes, we get the credibility. Yes, we get the business. But at the bottom line of why you're sharing your story is to help someone else.
Right.
And so do everything you can to share your story in a way that inspires someone, that challenges someone,
Mm.
that makes them read your book and say, I know that I can do that because of what I just read, or I can do something better because
Mm.
of what I just read.
Right. Yeah. You're providing a role model.
Yeah, really and truly. And a lot of times, Caroline, we don't think of ourselves as role models.
Right.
We're not groomed to be role models.
Yeah.
Superstars and everybody else in these public eyes are groomed to be supermodels, when
Yeah.
really and truly everybody is a supermodel.
Oh.
Everybody is, because you are the expert at your own story.
Mm.
People may say, well, you don't have a degree in this or degree in that. It doesn't matter. You have a degree
Mm.
in your own story. You have a degree of firsthand experience that I overcame something. And here are the
Mm.
results of it. I'm still
Yeah.
alive. I am the result.
That's
And
right.
so and so it's the same thing for anybody else who wants to become a best-selling author and share their story, is
Mm.
that you are the expert. You are the
Yeah.
one that has this priceless information for somebody, and you are the answer to somebody's problem, the answer to somebody's prayer.
Wonderful. That's so
Mhm.
beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with
You
us,
are
Coach Rhesha.
welcome.
Yeah, and I've learned so much during this interview, and I'm sure that our listeners have learned a lot from you too.
Mhm.
Where can we find you if
Yeah.
we have questions and we want to join your community? Where can we find
I love it. I welcome. When I love the people in our community, because they're. I just love the people in our community, because they're always sharing different things, ideas, recipes, and so I welcome anybody who wants to come. This is a great resource for anybody who wants to start juicing,
you?
knowing more about how to use food as a remedy to heal their ailments or diseases. And so you can find me on Facebook. You
Mm.
can find me on Facebook/groups juicing to heal. And
Right.
it's juicing the number two heal. You
Okay.
can find me on Instagram, instagram.com/juicing to heal. That's juicing the number two heal. You can find me on
Mhm.
Instagram. And you can also find me on YouTube,
Mhm.
youtube.com/at juicing to heal.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Coach Rhesha. It's been wonderful talking to you
Yeah.
and listening to your mission and your why and all the wonderful advice that you've given us.
Thank you so
So,
much for having me, Caroline. I really appreciate the interview. I mean, it's been great. I just always loved your presence and what you were doing for your own community and your family. And I just encourage you and support you just to continue to keep juicing and let me know if you need anything at all. And I'm here to support you as well.
thank you.